Fellas, so I've been reflecting on this for a minute. Friends, partners, day to day situations. And I'm just sick of your bullshit. You know, our grandmothers, our mothers are dying. They raised us, they taught us our values. They taught us many of the things that we know, even when those are things that should have been reserved for our fathers. And many of us grew up without our fathers. And then there are sisters, and they've held us down too. They've solved situations for us or even navigated situations for us. But what we're out here with now is just inexcusable. We make excuses. We lack self-awareness, self-control. We worship these false idols and derive our identities from them. And I'm just sick of the bull. Without our mothers and grandmothers, that really leaves only our sisters. But there's a capacity to what they can do. And with respect to the ladies, sure, they'll do their best and they'll grind it out. But there are certain things that they're just not optimized for. It's on us. And as we carry forward, it's on us. We've got to be an example. We've got to be willing to jump in the cockpit seat and pilot the plane, especially in those urgent situations where the discipline and self-control really take hold. And what I'm seeing is we want other people to do the work for us, to solve the problems for us, to cover us. I'm just sick of the bullshit. That all is good when we're making a real effort. When we've taken as far as we can go and we need help. But a lot of us out here, we're just relinquishing it right out of the starting gate. Let somebody else do it. But we want to reap all the benefits. We want to be in first place over doing absolutely nothing. And we approach it as if our priorities, what we value, should be top of mind or first priority from other people. And we're not willing to do anything. And I'm not, I mean, even some of my closest friends, will hit me up with stuff. And it's like, how can you approach me with this as long as we've known each other? And you haven't accounted for X as it relates to me. Just a baseline thing, a simple thing. And it's not a, oh, my bad. It's just, you just don't care, period. But that thing you want me to be an instrument in it. I'm not a tool. I'm an ally. I'm a teammate. But I'm not your tool. And there's too much of this. And we're failing, period. we're not achieving the success that we're supposed to achieve. And it is not climbing Mount Everest, it's just baseline things in terms of how we function every day, in terms of what we were raised with, and really sort of, what our experiences and the phases in our life have given us. We're not bringing any of those to the fore. And then I hear, oh, Mark, you didn't have to come off like that. It ain't got to be like that. You don't have to be so, what's the word? So brutal, so cutting, in this particular situation, right? No, actually I do. And the reason is because it's not my standard, and you're not going to make me diminish my standard for your bullshit, period. And I operate by this code of do no harm. But a lot of this stuff that is brought into my camp is harmful to me because it's asking me to diminish something for that particular individual's benefit. And they are not the least bit interested in me or my standard. They are interested in their particular thing. And I'm not going to let you harm me. And here's the other thing. Okay, so I'm the one, who was brutally honest. I'm the one who went on the offensive over something that I found to be a clear violation. But what happens if no one says anything? If no one speaks up, then that just continues. So we just go on here, just with a losing mindset, with a lack of self-awareness. And yet we parade around in front of the mirror because that's what we're doing, because we're the greatest thing since the greatest thing, what we saw in the mirror. And if we're not doing whatever questionable things in front of the mirror, then we're again worshiping these false idols. And we come out here with this stuff. We don't come out here with any sense of self, any sense of identity. We don't stand on anything, but we want everything. We expect everything. So I'm sick of the bull. There's nothing wrong with having some etiquette, some elegance in terms of how we operate, to be upstanding, to be an example, because who but us? Who but us, really? Who else is going to do it? Grown men. If we don't do it, who but us? You got people wanting to know how to, but don't want to bother to learn how to. Resources over hundreds of years, things right at our fingertips on demand. We're not interested in how to. But we're quick to be out here on that bullshit and think that we're winning something and that we should get something. I'm not for it. I many years ago kind of felt that I was an outlaw, an outsider, an outcast. Didn't fit in, don't fit in. And that was fine. But over time, you learn, hey, help people, make situations better. And so you let people in and around. And no one has to be operating at an elite level, but you try to elevate. Nobody wants to elevate. Just want to be on that bull. And I'm just not for it. So I'll be the outcast and I'll be the outlaw. and I'll be the one who says what needs to be said. Because if no one does it, it's just going to be that bullshit. That's all. All right, here we go.